Whoa, 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 wait, 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 wait. It's a flag now.
Oh, full server, man.
You in? Yeah? Okay.
Yes, yes, yes.
Good, 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 good. Come on, Adrillian, man. We were fighting together yesterday. It was a good fight.
Help.
Yeah, yeah, coming, coming. He's weak. Easy kill. Hey, easy exit on the floor, you little dirt, you fucking rat. Look at you. Fucking waste of space. Shut the fuck up.
Don't
Cry.
cry.
You're on the floor though. Fucking pussy.
Not even in game in OB. Last time easy farm.
Mate, last time you got fucking sniped at the server.
Easy, yes.
2v server, you got sniped at the server. Shut the fuck up, pussy. Dead already. What the fuck? Oh, it's another team. Exic, why you die? Exic playing with Hunter.
Yeah, I already got this.
Yeah.
Got this guy registered.
Nice. Exic playing with a Hunter. Okay, let me just... If this is really what I think it is, I'm sending this to Patrick. I'm probably make this a public video. Like, how is Patrick gonna play with this guy? And then he goes and plays with cheaters. Like, what? Is that a joke? Oh, he's shooting through the wall.
Oh, nice. Good.
This is great. Great footage here, guys. You streaming still, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. What a joke. Yeah. Okay.
No cheat.
I always knew that guy was a piece of shit, man.
No cheating.
Come
Skill.
on, this is like.
I'm about to get shot through the wall in 3, 2, 1. Well, I'm gonna go cash collecting because what else is there to do anymore? You have one man ahead of you towards the fraction, you have 3 up the road. Go up the road. I don't know which one's which. On the right.
I get us pizza, you can't even get ice cream for us.
My push medkit. Yeah, it's supposed to aim at the head, bro. Not the shield.
Amazing.
On the left, 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 left. On the right, on the right. Move back again. Go, go, go. So many coming. Have to go again. Correct, we have to go. We can't stay here. On the left, 2-3 players.
One mid kit.
Watch your left, Greg. You're gonna get shot on the left. Okay, I run. What an intro. What an intro. God, I never really intended to do like a half exposed, half, gameplay. But when I was looking for some good gameplay, I found that little session there. It was a good little intro, but it included that piece of shit, and I just can't help it, man. Pieces of shit are gonna get exposed. I'm sick and tired of it. The cheating situation here on PC is deteriorating rapidly, and I've had enough, man. Like, all the cheaters are coming out of the woodwork now. They're crawling out of their little ratty holes. They're all coming out. They just don't give a shit anymore. Easy anti-cheat clearly doesn't work anymore, and the developers aren't even banning them. I mean, they're banning them sometimes, but clearly not quick enough. And the cheater you saw in that one has been running rampant in a DZ for a couple of weeks at the very least. But I mean rampant, as in I see him multiple times per day, every fucking day. Little Wooker goes in there, joins, invites him, wipes the whole server. Absolute disgrace. But you guys aren't here to see me rant about cheaters. Nah, you're here for this monstrosity of a build video. Let's begin. This is my Armour Regen Assault Rifle PvP build. So, here it is. So, when it comes to Armour Regen, the number one piece you're going to want to look for is a Emperor's Guard. Emperor's Guard is DZ only. I think you may be able to get it in some of the named caches and other such sources, but your main place to get it is the Dark Zone. And if you guys are watching me, you guys go into the Dark Zone. If you don't, then I don't know why you're watching me, bro. There's like tens and hundreds of other YouTubers you can go and watch it for PvE stuff. But yeah, without straying too far, ideally you want to get one with either crit damage, maybe hazard, although not for this build, is not recommended, or just armor regen if you want to max out on the armor regen. But since this is already a lower damage build, I went for crit damage. I chose to use this one. Yes, the skill duration doesn't exactly come in useful in this build at all, but the 1% here on the attribute is incredibly strong. One of the strongest, named attributes in there. Definitely comparable to the out of cover damage and the damage to armor from the contractors. Definitely a really good piece. And if you can get one with armor regen, you should definitely keep this, even if you're not running an armor regen build. And let's say you're in a fight and you're in combat and you're weak and you don't want to waste a med kit. Well, a little trick that I can let you guys in is switch to an Emperor's Guard, maybe kite for a little bit, and this will allow you to heal over time at the cost of only changing one piece. Then when you get close to healing to full, all you have to do is switch back to your other piece, which will probably be something like a Fox's Chesker or Prov. But yeah, this is the first piece you want to look for when it comes for armor regen. Your next source of armor regen, I definitely recommend 2-piece Golan over anything else. The other sources will be the 3-piece Gilla and then Bulwark. Bulwark got nerfed hard in terms of armor regen. You only get 1% now, and as a result, I don't even carry Bulwark on me at all. It's a waste of a gear set. It's just not very good at all. Their shield health is additive and off of the base. You really don't get that much shield health. 50% shield health. Terrible. But yeah, you want to go for Golan. 2-piece gets you 1% armor regen, and the status effects isn't completely wasted because you do have EMP sticky, or if you do run a status effect second skill, it's going to benefit from that. And don't forget, we are still going to be running Firewall, one for the damage from the shield. Well, Firewall is still just the general best spec for PvP. And of course the Firebreak mechanic is still there, so Golan increases your status effect on your hair and on the Firebreak, so that's really good. It's not a completely wasted first piece. Getting a Golan mask, again, as you're seeing here, is very difficult. They rolls with a yellow mod. You do not want to be wasting any mods for blue or yellow. All of your pieces must be a red mod if you're trying to bin max and make a really good build. Of course, next patch, when they introduce the colorless mods, basically, universal mods, you're going to have to put them anywhere, so that's not going to be a problem. I'm going to get this recal refunded to me, and I'm going to make this armor regen a little bit higher, or maybe just change my crit damage. I mean, basically, it just frees up my piece to make it whatever I want it to be. And then you're going to want to top up your armor regen with a few rolls on your secondary attributes. This is why you go with high end and not with Bulwark. With high end, you get brand set bonuses and you get secondary attributes. A second secondary attribute. I should be more clearly and say that. Of course, because we are going for assault rifle, we are going to go for a Fenris, and because crit is still king, you got to get Cheska in there somewhere. Of course, Cheska comes with a blue mod, so you want to try and avoid it in any one of these 3 slots. Same thing goes with the Golan. Because the Golan, you want 2-piece, and because the Murakaminis are here, if you don't have absolute, best pieces, you are going to run into an issue making this build. However, if you can grind your New York Hunters for a Hunter Killer, you can run the Hunter Killer chest piece and forego Unbreakable. However, I want to let you in on a little secret here. As of yesterday, I found myself I found myself an alternative chest piece. I have been looking for an Intimidate Fenris chest piece for a long time now. I wish I could have got this with a blue, but honestly, I'm not going to complain. It rolled Intimidate, crit chance, and weapon damage, and I rolled the crit damage on that. And basically, this is going to be the strategy. I'm going to roll with Unbreakable, alright? When my Unbreakable procs, and I find myself a few seconds, just a quick moment, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my menu, go down here quickly, change piece, boom. I now have Intimidate. Run Intimidate for about a minute or so, or until you will again have a moment's peace in the fight. Then what you want to do is switch back to Unbreakable. Unbreakable is still too good. It is a wake-up call. It is a little bell that rings, ding, ding, ding. You're in trouble. Sort yourself out. Reposition. Regroup with your team. Get your shit under control. That's what Unbreakable is. It also allows you to play on low armor. And with armor regen, since you don't, armor regen gives you that armor over time, constantly. It's going to save you from having to pop a med kit all the time. So compared to a damage focused build, where you have to pop a med kit if you get low, with this build you don't. And with Unbreakable, you definitely don't have to proc a med kit. You can actually play on low health, and if someone shoots you and they break your armor, your Unbreakable is going to proc, and that's going to be your wake up call. Right, you've exhausted your risk, and now you need to play safe for the next minute or so. However, when it comes to armor regen and Unbreakable, for those of you guys who don't know, and you should know by now, but if you don't, there is a little bit of a problem. There is an interaction between armor regen and Unbreakable, which sometimes has it so that it doesn't proc. I don't know why this happens, but the logic that's making sense to me right now is when your Unbreakable procs, your client sends a message to the server asking where it needs to verify that things are happening. This is how we prevent people from cheating in certain ways. So your armor breaks. So client says to server, okay, can you please check for me that I have no armor? Maybe when the server receives the query, it goes, okay, we're checking your client to see if you have no armor, by which time your armor regen has procced a little bit, you now have a bit of armor, and then it goes, oh, well, you have armor, we can't give you Unbreakable, you have armor. I don't know whether it works like that. Let's not speculate too much, but potentially that is the reason why Unbreakable doesn't work very well. And this is why you may want to opt for Intimidate. Yes, this is a build where Unbreakable isn't the absolute best in slot. However, this little piece that I got here now has got me thinking. I'm theory crafting. Because I only got it yesterday, I haven't actually managed to test it out yet. But the idea is, I'm going to go with Unbreakable to begin with. Play with Unbreakable, right? And when my Unbreakable procs, like I just told you a minute ago, we're going to switch quickly, boom, to Intimidate. And then roll with Intimidate for a bit, and then about roughly when a minute passes, go back to Unbreakable. But how can you make this easy for yourself? You see, your Fenris might not be the first piece here. You might have to go into your menu like this, boom, and then go 5-6 slots down to find your Fenris piece. That is too long and unreliable. Maybe you misclick and you press the wrong chest piece. Problem. Well, what I can do here is if you go into your options here, same thing on console, just go into your options, and I've tried all of these sort by, and all of them are practically the same apart from maybe a couple of them. Of course, you could use favorite or junk, although I wouldn't recommend changing all of your things to junk or all of them to favorite just to make this work. What you can do is sort by loadout. Then what I recommend you do is to go to your loadouts and put your alternative chest piece on your first loadout. As you can see, this is my sniper build. I will not want to have a Fenris piece here. So what you want to do is, for the sake of this build and this playstyle, have your first loadout be just some random loadout or some nonsense loadout, or a loadout that does include your alternative chest piece. By having your Fenris chest piece in your first loadout, when you are looking at your pieces here and you have it sorted by loadout, you're going to have your alternative chest piece one slot down. This is going to make it very easy to switch to in the heat of the battle. Your unbreakable procs, shit, I'm going to need some more damage, the guy's pushing me. You can quickly go into your menu, boom, switch. Now you got more damage for a minute. This way you can benefit from two different talents, alternatively, one, then the other, then back again. This is going to step up your game, believe me. Now, I don't have the footage to bring you in this video, but I will have footage to bring to you on my Twitch stream. For those of you who don't know, I've been streaming on Twitch recently. I plan on streaming a hell of a lot more on Twitch, so please check me out on Twitch. The link will be down in the description below. I go by the same name, twitch.tv/Cryptonymous. Please find out, go check me out there live. I will be streaming there if you want to see what it's like when I actually play. So, when it comes to attributes, I've explained to you already, you want to get armor regen on some of your pieces, but yeah, crit is still king. Let's check out the stat sheet. What are we seeing here with my, sorry, wrong piece. Let's go look at the stat sheet with my main chest piece. Now, of course, I'm a headshot gamer. I spec for headshot damage. Due to this being a lower damage build compared to, let's say, a damage focused build, I don't have a concussion. Of course, I sacrifice headshot damage for crit. I have crit chance on here, not crit damage. I have headshot damage here instead of crit damage. Yeah, it's not the highest damage build, and because of the the 2 Golan and the 1 Murakami, I'm sacrificing more potential crit. This means that my numbers look something like this. So for the EB, I'm going 48, 122, 120. Which actually doesn't look too bad. If you have a Coyotes on the team, that's going to put you at 58 if your teammate is at mid-range. And for the foul, the numbers look even worse. 48, 117, and 110. They don't look great. The damage on this build, like I said, it isn't high. I hit about 180 crit headshot with the foul on this version. That's with the headshot damage. Yeah, not the highest, but armor regen is a completely different playstyle. And when I first started using armor regen from TU10 onwards, I wasn't impressed. I was trying to run it like a damage build, and it wasn't working for me. So I put it away for a bit, used different builds, and then I came back to it, and this is essentially version number 2, and I haven't changed it. I haven't had to change it. It is so good, and I finally adapted to the playstyle that I keep looking at this build thinking, where can I improve it? Where can I improve it? And the only thing I was really waiting for to bring this to you was, me doing my hunters in New York and getting the hunter killer, which could give me 40% on the Intimidate, 40% amplified total weapon damage. And this would bring me crazy damage. At the same time, Unbreakable was, despite the fact that it doesn't proc when you receive insane burst damage that often, it was still the clear best option, because Unbreakable still is giving you 60%, not 50%. If you have someone test it with you, you'll notice that you actually get more than 50%. I don't know why this happens, but it happens. So I wanted to wait till I got that piece. However, I have some pretty god roll pieces here, as you can see. And so, yeah, I don't think it's necessary. I think it'd be better to have a hot swappable piece of Fenris if you can get it. Boom, that's it. And benefit from 2 talents at the same time. This is a much better way of doing things. At least my mind is telling me so. Maybe in practice, I will come to a different conclusion. But yeah, when I do hot swap my piece, my numbers are going to look like this. 59 crit chance, 125 crit damage, really nice, and of course much lower headshot damage. If we look at the foul, yeah, 59, 120, and 90. So for those of you who are not proficient at the head, this is how you're going to want to run it. Definitely go for the crit chance and not the headshot damage like I do. But as you can see in the initial gameplay, I do go for the head a lot. So to explain a little more on the attributes, you definitely want to go with crit damage in as many pieces as possible. Crit damage, crit damage, crit damage, crit damage, crit chance, crit damage. You will need at least 1 crit chance. If I didn't have this one here and I went for crit damage, my crit would be 42, and that simply wouldn't be enough. For those of you who are looking at this and you're looking at, oh, 48, that's just not enough. Remember, you're going to want to play the team a lot of the time in this game. Just have a teammate buff you by running a Coyotes, and these numbers don't look bad anymore. That means that with your foul, and if your teammate is at mid-range, you're looking at 58 crit chance, 127 crit damage, and then 110 headshot. It's going to give you good numbers, but yeah, you're essentially benefiting from a 7th piece and your teammate has to be the one helping you out. But yeah, if you're running solo, I definitely recommend you change these 2 headshot rolls to crit chance. It's going to increase your burst potential. So as you can see right here, the template is pretty much set in stone. The only thing I think, you know, that I would really change in your situation is the backpack. You don't have to go with Providence for headshot damage. Of course, I am a headshot gamer. 15 versus 5 from the Matador, for example, is a no-brainer. I go with more damage because this build already has a lot of sustain, and so I want to get more damage in there. How can I get more damage? Just make for more headshot damage. 15 versus 5 is clear and obvious. You get more from the headshot damage. But yeah, Adrenaline Rush, perfect Adrenaline Rush is going to be a very good alternative. I do have a perfect piece to switch to here. Just like this other piece, except I have crit chance rolled. I would have to roll armor regen and put that on to equal this armor regen output. But I don't want to do that because I use this Matador on other builds. Although actually thinking about it, I'm not actually using the Matador at all at the moment. But yeah, if you are more of a body shot gamer, please do use the Matador. You do get the extra 20% from the 12% instead of 10%. I know the numbers, these are PvE numbers right here, so yeah. So if we just go and check our PvP numbers, and I'll show you why. Boom, boom, boom. Comparing like terms. Here we go, 12 versus 10. You do get more tankiness out of the Matador, and you will gain more damage if you're a body shot gamer. But yeah, if you are a body shot gamer, this build may not be the one. The damage output is already quite low, and if you're aiming body, your damage is going to be even lower. And since you're not super high expecting to crit damage, you are going to notice yourself killing players a lot slower. But you are a hell of a lot tankier. You may not look like it on paper, but you know, this, you know, Matador or Adrenaline Rush gives you essentially 60% bonus armor over 10 seconds, because it's 10 every 5, 3 times. So you gain 30% armor every 5 seconds if you are surrounded by enough enemies, and if you are surrounded by enough enemies, the likelihood that they're shooting you is really high. As long as they deplete that bonus armor before you get it again, you are essentially getting 60% bonus armor every 10 seconds, and that's crazy. If you're looking for anything with sustain, alright, if you're looking to out heal, your enemies, definitely have Adrenaline Rush. Of course, because you are using an assault rifle, you do still want to play range, even though you're not benefiting from your talent. Still play range. Only allow yourself to fight close range if you cannot keep them at bay. Remember, range fights are an assault rifle's best friend. So yeah, now that we're done essentially with the main pieces, you need to have the chest kit. It's too good for crit chance. You've got to get this Emperor's Guide if you want to make armor regen. Don't make armor regen build without this piece, or you will fail. 2-piece gold line is again, next piece. Try and squeeze in a few armor regen, and yeah, try and cap out your crit chance and crit damage to as high as you can make it. And looking at your skills, again, Firewall Shield, it's common sense at this point. You know, you're running pretty decent blues. You should be running 2 red, 4 blue at the very least with armor regen. You may want to go with 1 and 5, although I did try that. My damage output wasn't quite where I thought, wasn't quite where I wanted it to be. So the Firewall Shield is definitely going to make up for that. Due to your insane tankiness, you're going to be able to push up with this shield, and you're going to gain 11% damage bonus per enemy in front of you within the cone. Due to the tankiness, you can tank the damage. Your blue is going to keep your shield alive. You're going to gain the damage that you lose from not running a damage build, at least until your shield breaks. And when your shield breaks, it's not a problem. You have armor regen. One of the great things about armor regen is you don't rely on those medkits, and you don't rely on the shield. You can fight, you can proc your shield at mid-range, get your in-sync, and deal damage with that. Take damage to the body while you break other people's shields down. Don't completely break them. Keep an eye on that shield health on the enemy, work it down. Then when they do finally push close range out, you pull out a full health shield. You can shield shoot them, and then you have a clear body to shoot at while you still have a shield. And that is how you're going to defeat your enemies. With armor regen, you don't have the damage to face tank every enemy. Unless you have the headshot aim that I do, you ain't going to be doing that. You need to work your enemies down. Let your armor regen do its job. That means you want to elongate your fights. Stretch them out. Don't face tank. Shoot and move. Shoot and move. Kite, kite, kite. You saw it in the intro. That's how you want to play armor regen, especially against higher damage builds. You work everybody down. And then when you have them worked down, maybe You know, take a bit of damage, medkit, and push. With medkit, armor regen, adrenaline rush, you are tanky as shit. You can literally strafe around in front of 4 guys, and they ain't gonna kill you, bro. Unless they have really good aim, or one of them is a really good player with a strong build, they ain't gonna burst you down. They ain't gonna do it. And to assist you with these gunfights, I do recommend the EMP Sticky Bomb. This is rapidly becoming the meta. A lot of players who play PvP are running around with this thing as opposed to the foam, which is it's way better. Foam is definitely the cheesiest of all the skills, man. I fucking hate it. It's so dumb sticking you in the ground. Even though the EMP isn't that different from its actual effectiveness as the foam, it EMPs you for. Oh, this one is EMPing for 9.5 seconds. Your Golan gear and the mod on here for duration is going to make your EMP duration 9.5 seconds, which is an eternity in PvP. You can deny somebody's shield with this, so if you are that body shot gamer, definitely rock with an EMP Sticky Bomb as opposed to a jammer. The jammer is unreliable, and with certain situations, whether you shoot them or they don't shoot you, you shoot them and they shoot you, sometimes the jammer just doesn't work. And the EMP duration is only like 3.5 seconds. It's really not that great at all. You know, as you can see right there, 3.6, that's with the Golan gear. It's not good at all. This is going to stagger your enemy, it's going to put their shield away, and you're going to use that power play to land your shots. Make sure that when you stagger them, you are ready to shoot, otherwise you've wasted your skill. You only get one try, and you can stagger yourself, so you need to be careful with this skill. It does take a little more skill to use. If you want a little helping hand in terms of utilizing the skill, I highly recommend you put a dot in the middle of your screen. I have one in the form of blue tack, right? Plain old quick scoping trick from Call of Duty. A small little dot on your screen is going to allow you to center this on your target before you shoot it. You will see me in my gameplay sometimes when I fire it at long range. I take a little moment, I line it up, triple tap, boom, 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 and there you go. Instant cast and detonate. Never pull this thing out. If you single tap this, yeah, it's going to whip it out, and you're going to be standing there like a damn retard, like, oh guys, I'm aiming my sticky bomb, oh just shoot me, bro. Never do that. I never make that mistake. Triple tap this, yeah, and it'll deploy and detonate ASAP. This is how I use this all the time. It is much more effective to be used like that, on the fly, on the move. You definitely don't want to ever whip this out. It's going to get you killed. So I've pretty much covered it for the build, the skills. Haven't touched on the weapons. The weapons at this point should be common sense now. I'm pretty sure the player base has picked up on the fact that the FAL is one of the best, if not the all-round best assault rifle in the game for damage output and ease of use. The Eagle Barrow again is a great secondary. It's not the highest damage, definitely not the highest damage, but it does still have this buff. And the Eagle Strike is really good with armor regen and adrenaline rush. Sometimes when you run out of ammo with this, you switch to this. I've spoken about this in my previous build video. This is going to give you the bonus armor, and you're going to survive a lot of times with this Eagle Bearer because of the armor regen and adrenaline rush. So yeah, definitely have an Eagle Bearer secondary and use whatever your favorite or most effective high end is for you. That will in most cases be the FAL. If you want DPS, use a FAMAS. I don't carry one with me because I haven't got a FAMAS within sync. Otherwise, I'd probably use one. But yeah, now that we've covered it for the weapons and that, sidearm, I just use finisher just to top up on my DPS every now and then. It's not common that I get to proc this, but if someone puts a striker drone towards you, and a lot of people are using tier 1 striker drones so they can proc in sync, passively without having to worry about it. But quite honestly, tier 1 striker drones are dog shit. They have no health. You can literally 2-tap it even with this build with D50, and then you're going to get max crit chance and max crit damage, which further makes the headshot damage version of this build even stronger, because you don't need that extra crit chance crit damage when you can just proc it occasionally with finisher. All about playing smarter. Understand everything that is at your disposal and use it. So yes, remember guys, Unbreakable, when it procs, try and find yourself an Intimidate secondary chest piece and switch to it. Keep a mental timer of a minute, alright, and then swap back. This way you can benefit for as many things as humanly possible. So that is going to be it for the build video. Thank you guys for watching, and yeah, keep an eye on my stream for more live gameplay. I will going to be trying out this tactic and we'll see how it really works. My theory is telling me this is going to be a great upgrade to this build that's already been doing really well. And yeah, that'll be it boys. In a bit man, in a bit.